Hey everyone, and welcome to the Knit Book Nook. My name is Sam, and this is episode 9 of the Knit Book Nook podcast. Today is July 7th, and I know I'm late. I was busy. Stephanie was gone, and I just kept pushing off recording until it is now July 7th. So I'm going to do a really quick roundup of all of my finished knits that I knit in the month of June. There are quite a few I'm really excited about, but I don't want the next episode to be like a million hours long. So I figured I would just hop on real quick and tell you guys all the things I knit real quick. All right, so obviously I am wearing, I don't know if it was obvious. My camera's kind of up high, but I'm wearing a finished object. I have finished my Extra Light Bright by Wool & Pie Designs. I will have pictures here that I took that show off kind of some of the details and how this fits. I knit the size, I think it was either the 3 or 4. It's on my Ravelry page, I'm sorry. And I knit everything according to pattern. I used the needle sizes recommended. I did not gauge swatch. And one day that's going to catch up to me. But I'm happy with this, so it's not today. And I knit the yarn I used to knit this project is all by Fangirl Fibers on the sock base. It is a 2-ply, which is not my favorite for to knit socks with, but it worked out great for this garment. Let me tell you about my colors. So up at the top, this is Are You Satisfied with Your Care, which was part of her Disney collection. It's from the movie Big Hero 6. And then the middle section, the kind of yellowy, orangey reds, is La Habra from the Crescent City book series. And then the bottom color is Pirates of the Caribbean, also from her Disney. I think these were a mystery club that I was part of for a while. But this is great. I did run out of my La Habra color, so I had to do the last couple ends on my sleeves with the pirates, but I really like how this turned out. So I have nothing left of that middle section. It is gone. Are You Satisfied with Your Care and Pirates, I do have a bit left, and I'm debating what to do. I think I know I just said I don't like knitting socks with 2-ply, but I might knit a pair of socks with those 2 colors just to kind of go with the shirt. Okay, the rest of my finished objects are all socks. I'm going to go over the patterns. All of my socks I knit on US 1 2.25 9-inch circular needles. And for all of them, I did a size medium or whatever is closest to a 64 stitch count in the pattern. That is for all of them. But I will tell you different patterns I used. All right, the 2 of them I'm going to say at the same time because they're the same. So this is the Shorty Bee Socks by Summer Lee, and they are both knit out of Knit Picks Felici yarn. This one is the color Gravity, and this one is the color Popular. I knit these ones a little longer because they are for my mom. And that is those. They turned out great. I'm excited to wear these. I need some more shorty socks, and I did not knit any more shorty socks. The next pair I finished was this one. This is the June Self-Striping Mystery Club from A Girl in Her Wool. This is the contrast mini that came with it. And the pattern I used was Wood Nymph by This Handmade Life. And I love this little detail that just kind of runs down. It is on the other side, just on the leg portion. It is not on the foot. And they are mirrored for a right foot and a left foot. And I love this. It used an Eye of the Partridge heel flap and gusset. And I forgot to say, the other one was just a slip stitch heel flap and gusset. This is Eye of the Partridge, so it's got a little bit of a different texture. I actually really like this. I need to knit more socks with this texture. And then just the toe. All right, the next pair of socks that I finished was my Cottage Heart socks. This pattern is by the Crazy Sock Lady. She put this one out, I think in March, as part of the summer sock camp. This was the pattern for that. I used all scraps to knit this. I had a lot left of this color. I think I dyed this blue And I want to say I used it in one of my shawls, but I'm not 100% positive. And then these were just scraps that I thought would look nice with it. And I really like the color work. I'm not the best at color work, so it's kind of gappy a little bit. I also did not go up a needle size to knit my color work. Why? I don't know, because I didn't have the needles. That's why I didn't do it. So like I said, I knit all these on a US 1, even when I'm supposed to go up to 1.5, which would be a 2.5 millimeter. I don't have those needles, so I use what I have. And it's fine. It's still stretchy. It does fit. It goes over my foot. And that is that. That's really all that matters. So my cottage heart socks. All right, the next pair of socks that I finished is my wild hyacinth socks. If you want to know more about this pattern and what it was like to knit these, this was a mystery knit along, and I have an entire, I think, 4 videos about each clue to knit these socks. But it has this really pretty cable detailing, these beautiful flowers that go down the top of your foot. And then this is the back section. It's like a little chevron section. I love it so much. There's so many really great details about this sock. It also uses an Eye of the Partridge heel flap. And then your gusset decreases are on the bottom of your foot. And I put them on. I haven't really worn them throughout the entire day yet, but I did put them on, and the sock fits great because it kind of follows like your natural arch of your foot. So they fit really well. But yeah, so these are the Wild Hyacinth socks by Shuey Woo. And then the yarn I used is yarn that I dyed myself, and I just kind of had in stash. So the Wild Hyacinth socks. And then my last pair of socks that I knit in the month of June is the Hunter Socks by Carly Perrin. Carly Perrin? Oh, I might have to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who the designer is. I purchased was Field and something sock set. So there's 3 sock patterns. 2 have been released as of right now. I'm going to cast on the next one probably later today, honestly. That one I think is the Meadow Socks. This was Hunter. And then last one is like Flying Fish or something. I thought it was really cute, and it was like a mystery to buy it. And I was like, cool. But this sock features cables. There is a left and a right sock again. And it just has these kind of chunkier cables and then some smaller cables in that same kind of section. So it's 3 kind of bigger ones, 3 smaller ones alternating down the foot, well, the leg and the foot. It just has a slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. And the regular toe. The yarn I used for these socks, this main gray color is Cascade Heritage. It had a number for the color. And then my contrasting with the blue and the red, these were both just yarns I had in my stash. So I used those. I'm pretty sure I dyed, okay, I'm positive I dyed the dark blue. The red, I'm not sure. I think I dyed that to knit a flax light for my son. But I could be wrong about that. But this is the Hunter sock. And that's it. That's everything. That was 10 minutes of finished objects. That is not all I have finished. The other 3 things I have finished in the month of July. So I'm going to save those for a bit later in the month when I record next with Stephanie. I will real quick talk about the whips that I am currently working on though. I don't have one with me. Let me go run and get it real quick though. Okay, I have the whip. My kids are in summer school, and so I was working on that when I was in the pickup line. I found this basket in my basement. This is now my whip basket. So let's start pulling some things out. There's only like 4. It's not that bad. Okay, my first project, I finally started a jaunty shawl. This is a pattern by, oh, what's her name? Andrea Mowry. I knew it was going to come to me. This is the jaunty shawl by, or it's just the jaunty. It's not called the jaunty shawl. This is the jaunty by Andrea Mowry, and I'm knitting this out of my own hand spun yarn. So I have 163 grams of this. And so I'm knitting this really pretty scarf. This is very poorly spun yarn. It was one of my first ones that I ever did. I'm very proud of it, don't get me wrong, but it is very ropey. It is very thick and thin. And I'm very happy to say that I have come a long way in my spinning since doing this, but I'm also really proud of this because like this was some of the first yarn that I spun. Yeah, so the Jaunty, I'm knitting this on US 3.5 millimeter needles, and I'm just following the pattern. I like it. I'm excited to see how big it's going to be, if it's going to be big enough for what I want. We'll see. And I have this in a bag with turtles on it, and this was made for me by my aunt. And I love that bag. It's like the perfect size for this like single skein project. I love it so much. All right, my next whip. Oh, I only have like 2. I finished one, that's why. Okay. My next whip is actually crocheted. I am knitting a Battenberg blanket out of an advent calendar that I got from Fangirl Fibers a couple of years ago. This was the Toy Story Advent. And when I started this, it did not click in my brain that the new Toy Story movie was coming out. So that was like a fun plus. I have not seen it yet. But I started my second row. I am currently working on days 3, 4, and 5 of my squares. And I have everything in this alien bag that came with the Advent. I am following Knitty Natty's modifications for this blanket because I did want my squares a little bigger. So I'm using a size D/3. It's a 3.25 millimeter hook. This is just a boy hook. I don't have the fancy clover ones. I should invest in them, but they're expensive, so I'm not going to. And I'm alternating that these squares with just an undyed 2-ply that matches the Advent yarn. You can't see that. My camera doesn't focus that well. So that is what I'm doing. I'm hoping to get days 4, 5, and 6 squares crocheted in the not too distant future. Hopefully. Okay, I'm going to put this out there. That way I have a timeline. By the next time I record, I want to have those colors finished. So days 3, 4, and 5, and at least 1 more row completed. So I have 2 complete rows and then like half of the third. It just has to do with the way that you construct the blanket. Oh, the designer was Emma Makes, I think. Pretty sure this is a free pattern on Ravelry. Again, it's called the Battenberg blanket. And there's also YouTube tutorials on how to make not only the squares, but how to join them as you go. It's a really helpful video. All right, my last whip is in my 4th wing Advent bag. Not that the project is 4th wing, but it's big enough to use it. And I got this with my 4th wing Advent, which I still have not knit yet. I know what I'm knitting. I just haven't gotten there yet. I purchased a crochet kit from Target. I think it was in like the Christmas season. I don't know. So it's make your own crochet tote. I have all the yarn and the hook in this bag. And I have 1 square made. I have 1. And that is out of, hang on, let me see how many. Oh, it doesn't tell me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It only needs 13 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I only need 13 squares. So this is what the bag's gonna look like. I'm gonna work on that and get that done very quickly. That's all my whips. Is it really all my whips? Okay, let me show you the yarn that I'm going to use then. The yarn all came with the project, so did the crochet hook I don't like the crochet hook. It's one of those plastic ones. I might switch it out for a metal one. I have nicer crochet hooks. Actually, I think I took them down. No, I didn't. So this is my crochet hook case. I got this off of Amazon. And I have all of these crochet hooks with these nice handles that I enjoy using. It's missing the size D and the size E, which is why I'm just using the boy crochet hook for my Battenberg and not one with a nice handle. It just jumps from like it has smaller size ones too. So it goes from a size 2.75 to a size 3.5 and there's nothing in between. So I'm just going to keep going with that one. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite one to crochet with anymore. And then in this lovely Highland cow bag that I just adore, it's so cute, which I also received from my aunt, I have the yarn for my next project. I'm using this one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to start that Carly Perrin pattern. I think it's called Meadow. But it's a more lacy pattern. I'm just worried that the yarn is too busy. But it's really pretty and I really want to use it. And I mean, come on, look at those colors. It's got like the purples and the greens. And I think that would be great for like the meadow socks. Maybe I'll try it. And if I'm not liking it, I can always rip it out and find new yarn and then just knit a different pattern with that. That is it for the knitting. I will move on to life and books real quick. Oh, I didn't write down everything I read. I think it was 4 books in the month of June. I did an ARC read for a book called Queen of Shadows, which is Shadows. Queen of Shadows. No. Yeah, Queen of Shadows. No, not Queen of Shadows. That is a different book. Hang on. Let me just look at my Goodreads real quick. Okay, I had to write down the books I read. So it was Queen of Reckoning, not Queen of Shadows. That is a Sarah J. Maas book, which I've also read. I like that one too. But Queen of Reckoning by Kelly Fernlake. That one was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It is now available on Kindle Unlimited, so you should check it out because it was really fun. Find Me at the Table by Andrea Christensen, which is like it was really cute. It's like it's very kind of like Hallmarky, Great American Family, romance, super cute festival of food with cooking competitions. Really great. Love that one. When I Fall in Love by Susan May Warren. That one also had an element of cooking and a cooking competition in it, so that was really funny. I also really liked all these books. And then I read Achilles by Ronnie Kendig, which was book 3 in her Discarded Scions series, and I think it was the last one so far that has been like announced, released, all of that. That one's like very spy 007. It was a lot of fun. That's it for books. I'm currently reading, what am I reading? Oh, it just released today. It's called In Too Deep by Terry Ferris and Susan May Warren. I enjoyed the first one a lot, even though I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head. And I'm also reading the 3rd Harry Potter book, Prisoner of Azkaban, in between like when I finish something and I'm waiting for something else to release, or I needed something to read yesterday because I finished a book and then the book I'm currently reading was released today. So I need something to read yesterday. And that's it for my reading. As I say, I don't have too much life stuff. It's just summer. We're just enjoying the summer. Very busy with summer school, hanging out with family. My kids are doing a summer camp next week in addition to the last week of summer school. So busy. And then like a month later, school starts. Crazy. So like I said, I will be recording hopefully another podcast at the end of the month with Stephanie, and keep an eye out for more spinning videos. I just released a bonus episode where I spun up a beautiful, actually let me pull it up. It was this one. It was an orange pink braid that I got from Fox Rubber Fibers, and this is beautiful. I love it. I cannot wait to knit with this. The other yarn that I spun up this month is this one. That was from Paisley Knits. This was my June Year of Fiber. I have videos on both those. Check them out. They're lots of fun. I'm currently filming my July Year of Fiber video, and I just wrapped up my latest mystery knit along video for the Soul Shawl by Amba O'Brien. That's it. I think that's it. Okay, so I will. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and share this video out with your friends for all of the yarny goodness. And I will see you guys next time. So until then, happy knitting.